Rejection means you're just not good enough. Hi, I'm Jeff, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hey, if this is not your first time, then welcome back. I really appreciate you stopping back in and contributing to this channel because I want to help people overcome their mental obstacles. This is a channel where I just try to talk about pursuing acting and the mental obstacles and challenges and the things we put in our own way to prevent us from getting the stuff we want. One of them that I had for a long time was thinking that rejection meant that you weren't good enough. Because clearly the people making the choices, clearly the people doing the rejecting, they know what's best. The producers and the directors and the casting directors and the talent agents and all of those people, they know what's best. Or else they wouldn't be in that position, right? Well, that's not always true. So let's talk about that for a minute, because I think that is one thing that persists even with experienced actors that have been doing this for a long time. You run through dry spells, you have peaks and valleys, and for a while now I've been training consistently every week, month in and month out. I've actually been doing training at the same studio for over 2 years now, 2.5 years. And I've been doing great work. I've been making great improvements and great strides, but I just don't seem to be booking as many jobs as I would like to be booking. It's easy for that thought to creep in, well, you're just not, there's something about you, something different. All these other people that are booking jobs and you're not. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe it's just you're living in a delusional world. But that's not true. There's so many reasons why an actor doesn't get the part. Lots of reasons have nothing to do with the actor's skill or their performance, their audition. You can have all kinds of just crazy little insignificant things that mean a lot to the people making those choices. And some of those reasons are valid, some maybe aren't even valid, some maybe just kind of suck actually, and that's just the reality of the business. For example, I've heard stories about people not getting the job because they have the same name as an ex-partner, one of the decision makers, or maybe even you remind them of that person. Then there's more reasonable reasons. Let's say they're trying to cast a family, so they want to make sure that the kids can look like they're offspring of the parents. They want to make sure that the parents, the couple looks right, that they look like they're together, about the same age ranges, those kinds of things. That could all influence you not getting the part. But it really doesn't have anything to do with your skill. It has to do with more just, kind of the situation. They've already cast, let's say, the two kids, and now they got to find the parents that will fit with that. So yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with you. And I think that's a good reminder. I've had the opportunity to sit on the other side of the casting table and tried to make those decisions. And yeah, it can be tough because you got all these people submitting, and sometimes it can be just the tiniest of thing, and maybe there's 3 people up for the same role, and any one of those 3 people could do an amazing job in their own way, and they've just got to pick somebody, and 2 people are going to be disappointed. That doesn't mean that those 2 other people weren't talented and skilled and deserving of the job. Doesn't mean they couldn't do a great job in the role. It just means that they had to pick one. And unfortunately, you weren't the one that time, but next time maybe you are the one. So don't let that discourage you at all. So I gotta get gas. So how do we deal with that? We know it's gonna happen, we know the reasons behind it, but sometimes it still gets to us. Sometimes it can still really gnaw at your self-confidence and your motivation and your desire. I think it's important as actors, we focus on the process instead of focusing on the results. We don't have any control. Ultimately, we have no control over the outcome. We can go into an audition, we can give our best performance, we can do all the right stuff, have all the right materials, an awesome headshot, a great reel, an amazing resume, and we may still not get the part. That is totally outside of our control. Don't put the power of your own self-worth or value in the hands of somebody else. You need to keep that yourself. The way we do that is by focusing on the process. We focus on the system. We don't focus on the outcome or the results. So just keep your head down and keep doing the work. Keep doing the training, the auditions, the networking, working on your social media, working on your material, your marketing materials, just your mental health. Just take time away sometimes. Just go live life, live the fullest, richest life you can. And just let the results happen when they happen, because they will happen eventually. You just got to keep focusing on the process. I think that is the biggest thing that most actors don't do properly. They think of it, because here's the thing, an acting career, most people think of an acting, hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. So I think here's one thing that I recently, I'm writing a book right now. And so I've been thinking about this stuff a lot. I've been trying to formulate things in my head and write things out. And this is a big one that I came to, is that most people think about an acting career in the wrong way. You think about an acting career, most people, especially people not in the entertainment industry, when they think of an acting career, they think of big roles on TV shows and series. They think about, paparazzi following you down the street and millions of followers on Instagram and making a lot of money doing movies and traveling around doing promotional tours and going to the film festivals and walking the red carpet and getting the photographs taken. That is really not an acting career. That is really the results of an acting career. Because there are a lot of fine, amazing people doing amazing work that don't have that stuff. And I don't think you can say that they don't have an acting career. They do have an acting career. The acting career is all the work that happens that isn't seen by the general public. It's all the stuff that I said before, the training, the networking, just the putting in the hours, the grind. My acting teacher reminds us a lot that booking the role is not the work. That's the dessert that you get from doing all the hard work. The work is the sending out submissions and doing self-tapes, having callbacks, doing all of those little things that are really not glamorous at all. That is having an acting career. So I think that's really important, that you focus on the stuff that you have control over. Because I mean, if you think about it, if your self-worth is tied to what other people think of you, then you're gonna have a miserably unhappy life. Because people, it's not a good way to see yourself. And I think that's pretty obvious when you think about it in a general term. I think it's not quite that obvious when we think about it in terms of an acting career, because actors are so accustomed to being rejected. Rejection is a very common thing for actors. It's unlike a lot of other professions. I mean, I'm also an accountant. I used to be a CPA. Actually, I'm driving to my accounting job right now. As an accountant, I have 1/100th of the rejection that I have as an actor. I mean, it's uncommon to get to face the same kind of rejection as an accountant that you do as an actor. So I don't know if that's anything that you've ever struggled with. If it is, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But that's just where my mind is right now. I'm just trying to remind myself that even though I'm not booking as many, even other students in my class, you know, they may book a few more roles and they may work on something that I really wanted to work on. And I've just got to constantly remind myself, and even me posting this video right now, me just talking to you about this, is a way that helps me stay focused helps me keep my mind in the right spot. I'm telling you, I'm telling myself this as much as I'm telling you. Just you can't let rejection determine your value, your self-worth. So yeah, I would love to hear what you've got to say on that. What have you experienced? How have you dealt with it? What kind of things have you seen? Or here's a good one. If you've been rejected for something, if you've not gotten a role because of some crazy reason, I would love to hear that. I would love to build like a big database of all the just crazy, ridiculous reasons that people didn't book jobs, just because I think it helps us all see that it's totally outside of our control and a lot of times has nothing to do with us. So yeah, tell me those stories. I would love to hear them. I'm sure there are some crazy stories out there. And if you've got one, yeah, post it. I want to hear it. So that's what I've got for today on my morning drive to work. Just thinking about rejection and how rejection is not equal to not good enough. Anyway, I hope you have a great day and just go out there and take imperfect action.